The Galactic Council's Advanced Energy Symposium was the most prestigious scientific gathering in known space. Representatives from 47 civilizations had assembled in the crystalline amphitheater of Nexus Station to witness the Zafrani unveiling of their crowning achievement: unlimited energy extraction from quantum vacuum fluctuations. Professor Kylix stood at the podium, his iridescent form shimmering with pride. The Zafrani had spent 3 millennia perfecting this technology, and now they would cement their position as the galaxy's supreme technological power. "Behold," Kylix announced, activating a holographic display of incomprehensible equations, the infinite energy matrix. By harvesting zero-point energy from quantum foam, we can power entire civilizations indefinitely. 1 unit can sustain a planet. 10 units, a star system. We have made scarcity obsolete. The audience erupted in calculated appreciation. The Vorthan delegation ran rapid calculations, confirming the mathematics. The Altarian scientists nodded their crystalline heads in approval. Even the notoriously skeptical Hexari admitted the elegance of the solution. In the back row, a hand went up. It belonged to Dr. Rebecca Foster, Earth's sole representative. A last-minute addition after humanity's recent admission to the Council. She wore a simple jacket and carried an ancient device humans called a laptop. Kylix's 6 eyes conveyed barely concealed irritation. "Yes. The human delegate has a question?" Rebecca stood, adjusting her glasses. "Yeah, just one. What happens when you turn it off?" The amphitheater fell silent. Kylix's form flickered with confusion. What? Why would we turn it off?" "Well," Rebecca said, pulling up something on her laptop. "Equipment fails. Maintenance. Upgrades. Emergencies. So what's your shutdown protocol?" "There is no shutdown protocol," Kylix replied slowly, as if explaining to a child. "It's infinite energy. You don't turn off infinity." Rebecca nodded thoughtfully. "Okay, so you're telling me you've built a device that harnesses fundamental forces of the universe, that cannot be stopped once started, and you've installed it on inhabited planets." "Correct." Kylix's pride returned. "Perpetual energy for perpetual civilization." Cool, Rebecca said. "Quick follow-up. What happens if it breaks?" The Vorthan delegate interjected. "The probability of failure is non-zero," Rebecca interrupted. "Unless you've violated the uncertainty principle, the probability is non-zero. So what happens when one of these things fails while extracting infinite energy from the quantum foam?" The Hexari delegate's optical processors suddenly blazed with activity. "System failure during active extraction would result in uncontrolled energy release," Rebecca finished. "And since you can't turn it off, and it's tapping infinite energy, the implications hit the assembly like a shockwave." A young Altarian physicist ran frantic calculations on his neural interface. "A runaway cascade would turn the planet into a small star, yeah," Rebecca said matter-of-factly. "Maybe bigger, depending on how the quantum foam destabilizes. Could take the whole system with it." Kylix's form was now strobing through multiple color spectrums, the Zafrani equivalent of a panic attack. "But the safeguards, which you can't access because you can't turn it off to maintenance them," Rebecca pointed out. "Look, on Earth, we have this thing called a nuclear reactor. Much simpler than your setup, but here's the thing, we learned real quick that any power source you can't shut down isn't a power source. It's a bomb with a timer you can't see." The Vorthan delegate stood abruptly. "Our planet has 17 of these devices already installed. 32 on our colonies." The Altarians added, their crystalline forms resonating with alarm. Rebecca pulled up a presentation on her laptop, Comic Sans font, to the horror of several species. "So, fun story. Humans almost did this once. Back in the 20th century, someone proposed a demon core reactor. Basically unlimited energy from uncontrolled fission. Super efficient. Only problem was, well, you couldn't turn it off. The guy who proposed it, even he said it was insane. And we were barely splitting atoms, not tearing holes in space-time." Professor Kylix tried to salvage the situation. "The probability of failure is minimal." "Over what time frame?" Rebecca asked. A year? Sure, minimal. A century? A millennium? Your species lives for eons. What's the probability over geological time? Astronomical time. The silence stretched. One more question, Rebecca added cheerfully. Has anyone actually tested what happens when these things fail? Like in a controlled environment? Far from any inhabited systems. The continuing silence was answer enough. The Galactic Council's emergency session that followed lasted 17 hours. The Zafrani Infinite Energy Matrix was banned pending development of shutdown protocols. Professor Kylix's 3 millennia of work was shelved indefinitely. Later, the council president asked Rebecca how humanity had developed such safety-conscious thinking. She grinned. We have a saying, what could possibly go wrong? It's not rhetorical. We actually make lists. Very, very long lists.